Hi everyone, Reverend Dominic here, and welcome to this Thursday posting for Lent. Today's topic is our arrogance, and that's our topic today because, as you know, these video postings are in preparation for next Sunday's worship service. And during the Sundays, during the season of Lent, we're extinguishing a candle on the communion table each Sunday that represents something that inhibits our walk with God. And this week we'll be extinguishing the candle of our arrogance this coming Sunday. And we do this by way of confession so that the light of our arrogance is not something that then guides our living. That's why we extinguish that candle, symbolically do that. Arrogance is in a way tied to last week's candle, which was the candle of our blaming other people. And by that I mean that when we talk about arrogance, we typically say things like, well, I'm not arrogant, but I certainly know people who are. And I can tell you stories about when I've been on the receiving end of somebody's arrogance. The irony, of course, is that to say that you aren't arrogant is in fact arrogant, because of course you're arrogant. Now, hopefully not all the time and not as a defining characteristic of who you are, but yes, you are arrogant because we all are. We all are. It's part of being human. We may struggle against it, but there it is. But let me say this. There's a difference between being arrogant and not wanting to be a doormat. In other words, asserting yourself or sharing your opinions or feelings is not the same thing as arrogance. That's just claiming your equal status. Arrogance is doing that without allowing others to do the same. It is dominating the conversation or stating your point of view in such a way that there's no room for a countervailing point of view or the ability of others to share themselves. Arrogance is not allowing for the needs of others. It's not being able to admit your mistakes because only you are important, only your needs matter. We certainly experienced a great deal of this kind of arrogance over the last 4 years in Washington, and we're still experiencing the extreme damage that caused. That's an extreme example, but it's something we can all learn from because arrogance can creep into the lives of all of us. And the more we confess our arrogance, and this is why this is important, the more we can confess our arrogance, the more we can create room for the validation of all people. The more we can learn and grow because we can benefit from what others have to offer. The more we can build justice in our society because injustice has its roots in arrogance. That's true locally and nationally and globally. There's a reason why developing countries are forever developing countries. It's because of the arrogance of the wealthiest countries that prevents them from making the progress that they would like. So confessing our arrogance is important on a whole lot of levels. And the more we make this kind of confession, the more liberated we can become, and the more that God can take center stage in our hearts. With Christ as our guide through this wilderness of Lent, may we confess our arrogance so that we can more fully experience the full power and renewal of the resurrection to come. Amen.